Hi, Sam here. I am going to be participating in the BookTube Spin again, and this time I'm making it more public with an actual video. The BookTube Spin was started by Rick MacDonnell, and I'll post a link to his announcement video for session number 2. So I did participate in the last round, and I'm adopting some of the books from that list, and I'm reusing them here. I am recategorizing my list, so I'm going to make it public here, and I will post the list over on my Instagram feed. Fun fact, the other list is listed on my Instagram feed as well, and that's a new Instagram for Paper Not Books. You should go follow me there, and also like this video, because I never remember to tell people that. Anyway, I did participate in the last round of spins, and he spun a 15. It landed on my book 15, which was Jeanette Watterson's Oranges Is Not the Only Fruit. And I love this book. So I think that I won the last one. So I'm hoping that I can win again. So to, like make those odds even greater, I kind of eliminated all the books that I was just like kind of iffy about. Let's go through. I'm not going to do any real synopses for any of these books because, I just want this to be short and quick. I have 4 categories this round. Last time I had 3. The first is, are you going to finish that? And this is the category that I adopted from the previous list. I did drop the last book from that list because, again, I very little interest in reading that book. Sorry. And the first one, I don't have the first 3, but fun fact, these are the oldest books on my Goodreads list. So we could get that out of the way. One is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Barron. And then number 2, we've got Enemy Women by Paulette Giles. Number 3, I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, which I think I'm kind of iffy about. I remember very little of this book, but I don't know. Number 4 I'm quite embarrassed about, but I have the book. It's this popular guy from Borders, which no longer exists. And I started reading it shortly after I bought it. So that was August 1st, 2009. And I made it through about 2/3 of the way. This is the end of the book, people. So obviously I have to restart that one. And then the last book, I don't have to restart this. This is a short story collection, but it's been sitting in my queue as currently reading on Goodreads for well over 2 years now. And I've enjoyed every single story that's been in here. I mean, again, it's like I'm like a third of the way through this book as well. But, well, that one I was a third of the end, but whatever. The next category, I really hope one of these is picked. So I'm really hoping that he will spin somewhere between a 6 and a 10, hopefully, because I'm really looking forward to these books. These are the books that I'm dying to pick up the most. They'll also most likely going to be read this year at some point, so may as well just knock them off. The first 2 here, they're both by Elizabeth McCracken. I'm becoming a fast fan of hers. I read Here's Your Hat, What's Your Hurry in December last year, and it has my favorite short story of all time. And I just read Thunderstruck back in January or February, and I love that collection too. So Bowl Away is actually her novel, and it doesn't have very good Goodreads score. So I have no idea how I'm going to feel about this. And then The Souvenir Museum is her newest book. This just came out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Okay, and then we have Cosmogony by Lucy Eyes, which is a short story collection which I follow Soft Skull on Goodreads, on Instagram, and they've been pushing this book for a while, and you know, their marketing sold me, so I'm looking forward to it. And then the next book I'm really looking forward to, just because I just finished. What's this book? I forgot the title. And I have the book here too. But Jules Barnes, The Sense of an Ending, which was he won a Booker for this. And it's really skinny. So I'm hoping it'll land on it, but if his writing is similar to what it was in that, then I think I'm really going to enjoy this. And then lastly, this is the only nonfiction on my list, which is Why Fish Don't Exist by Lulu Miller, who's an NPR correspondent. Looking forward. And those are all books that I'm probably going to read at some point this year. But hopefully, with at least one of them within the next month. So fingers crossed. 6 through 10. The next list is just collecting dust, which are books that I've had, that I purchased, that I'm not planning on picking up anytime soon, but that I do look forward to. The first of which is the Book of Essie, which, fun fact, is the only remaining Book of the Month Club pick that I have, that I've purchased, that I have unread. I've read every other one. But this one, and I read all of them like well over a year ago. This is the last holdout. And I was under the impression that this book would be funny, and everything that I read about it, I really don't think so. So I'm looking less forward to it, but as opposed to Zadie Smith's White Teeth, which I think is supposed to be really funny. And it's also kind of thick, so, and I'm not looking forward to how teeny tiny this text is, but. And then, what number are we on? We're on number 13. This is Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams. And I think this is going to be serious too, so I'm looking a little less forward to it. And then we've got, actually all of these seem kind of serious. Catapults, which is a short story collection and probably one of the prettiest covers, although I think Lulu Miller's cover is my favorite. Not only does it looks like a tattoo, but it's got this embossing, which I don't think I can capture it on film, but it's also got deckled edges, which I know people go nuts for. I give or take, I don't care. And then last in this category, because this is number 15, I'm hoping that if he picks it again, this is the tiniest book in my collection. Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham-Jones, but I'm also really looking forward to this. It's super skinny and the text is relatively big, so. Last category on my list, Does This Book Still Taste Good? Which is a list of books that I have read, so these are all rereads, and I've blessed all of these books with 5 stars before in the past, so I wanted to maybe a guarantee of 5-star read, but maybe not. We got Little by Edward Carey, who, fun fact, is married to Elizabeth McCracken. Anyway, I gave this is actually my favorite book from 2019, and I'm hoping that it still holds up. I think of this constantly. I've been thinking about it a lot lately too, because I'm reading Wolf Hall, and that has a lot of that political crap. I mean, it's much later, but this takes place much later, obviously, but yeah. Number 16, Look at Me by Jennifer Egan. Sorry, I'm covering the author's name. So I flipped through this real quick, and the text is super tiny, and I'm a little kind of nervous, but I mean, I remember loving it, so we can deal with it. And then we got my favorite author, Catherine Valente, Deathless, which is a retelling of the Russian folktale of Koshi the Deathless, and bigger writing. Number 19, Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brunt, and iffy on the text. Another kind of thick. These are kind of thick, with exception to this baby, Curfew by Jessie Ball. And this was one of my favorite books. I think this was listed as my favorite book of all time before Kat took over. But this also has like my favorite quote in it. And the text is, not only is it really huge, but it's the dialogue is in like dashes and stuff. I mean, look at that. You probably just finished reading the book. I mean, yeah. So this is it, number 20. And now, yeah. Now we gotta spin. Now we wait for that spin. And we sit and hope that a number 6 through 10 is picked. Alright, so that's it. That's my list of books. Hopefully. Well, one will be picked. One will be picked. And I'll get through it. And I think we have until June. The end of June. The end of June? I think at the end of June, yeah. So this is running from May through June. And, I mean, if you finish, you finish. You go for it. Yep. I hope I win again. So if you're participating, let me know. I will take a look at your video, or I'll go and check out your Instagram feed. And I'll be seeing you all soon, somewhere.